Robin Hensel, quote, "I'm well aware, as anyone who has seen Trevor Aronson's book, The Terror Factory, Inside the FBI's Manufactured War on Terrorism, that a large percentage of the persons, mostly Muslims, being convicted would not have ever committed any crime if not pushed to do so by FBI informants, and undercovers by some smaller percentage might have. Ironically and counterproductively, the United States military cannot have the global war on terror be seen as a war against Muslims, but the FBI and other homeland security agencies are doing precisely that, waging a war on Muslims, as it really is the only way they can participate and effectively justify their share of the burgeoning war budget. This has nothing to do with reducing the level of terrorism, as the United States and NATO initially supported the foreign jihadists fighting to topple the Syrian government. In other words, they never considered that some of the jihadists would return home and turn against their home countries. But that is the same when the United States ended up creating the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and now ISIS, and the same as when Israel created Hamas. The use of terrorist proxy forces, divide and conquer tactics, etc., is all about the effective manipulation in order for the United States to achieve its stated goal of full spectrum dominance over the world." Unquote. Coleen Rowley, former FBI, 2002 Person Times of the Year and whistleblower. Recently, the National Lawyers Guild of Minnesota stated this: "Our hearts are sad tonight," this is June 3rd, "because 3 young men who never actually hurt a soul were convicted of serious crimes they didn't commit. They are scapegoats for the excuse the United States needs to continue a permanent war state. Conspiracy to commit murder outside the United States is the crime that the United States should be charged with, not 3 young men who never even left Hennepin County." Pope Francis recently said, "The deeper question is why there are so many migrants now. This is in part the initial problems of the wars in the Middle East and in Africa. Coming back to the migrant issue, the worst form of welcome is to ghettoize them. On the contrary, it's necessary to integrate them. Today, I don't think there's a fear of Islam as much as such, but of ISIS and its war of conquest, which is partly drawn from Islam. It's true that the idea of conquest is inherent in the soul of Islam. However, it's also possible to interpret the objective of Matthew's gospel, where Jesus sends his disciples into all nations, in terms of the same idea of conquest. Christians and Muslims used to live together and must learn to do so again. We are all equal sons and daughters of God, and with our personal dignity, however, everyone must have the freedom to externalize his or her own faith. If a Muslim woman wishes to wear a veil, she must be able to do so. Similarly, if a Catholic wishes to wear a cross, people must be free to profess their faith at the heart of their own culture, not merely at its margins. What are either of you doing to change the hostile local environment whereby my local Somali friends are not able to shop locally in the grocery stores for fear of harassment? And I have one other question I'd like to pose to you. You state you're interested in taxes and saving this county residents' taxes. What are you personally doing to encourage Camp Ripley to get out of a state of non-compliance, apply for their 2 demolition permits that they have not done since January 1 of 2016, which puts them in violation of the very environmental laws that are implemented here locally to protect yours, mine, and all these people's water and air quality? So what are you doing personally to prod them outside of the lawsuit that had to be filed here by Morrison County Commissioners? What are you doing to prod them to get them to comply? Thank you.